It finishes Manchester United 1, Fenerbahce 1. Manchester United winless yet again in Europe. The last time we won in Europe was over a year ago. We've not won our last 6 games. Okay, we haven't lost our last 3 games. It's 3 draws, but FC20 should be beating them. Porto, yeah, that's a difficult game. We'll take the draw, but when you're 2-0 up, you don't want to take the draw. And then obviously Fenerbahce, we're 1-0 up. We take the lead again. How many times have we taken the lead in Europe and we don't win? I said at half time, so we could be 3-0 up, and I still think we could draw this game 3-3. It's something about us in Europe. And you know what? I think we were the better team in the second half and looked the more threatening, obviously. But Fenerbahce had 3 big chances to our 1. They had the same amount of XG. 1-1 is a fair score. The performance was not great. And that's 1 win in 7 for United. And that 1 win came against Brentford. 1 win in 7. There were some good individual performances. I will talk about that. But as a collective, we're set up not to lose. It's not good football. Yes, I think we missed elements of Bruno Fernandes today, but we've not been good with Bruno, so we can't use that as an excuse. It was pretty crap. The substitutions were crap. And I'm fed up with Ten Hag's treatment of Amad Diallo, if I'm going to be honest. But Ten Hag is breaking record after record, and they're not good records to be breaking. First time since 1980 to 83, Manchester United failed to win their last 6 European games, which is an absolute joke. Manchester United won 7 of their last 22 games in the Premier League and 1 of their last 11 games in Europe. Man United's record in Europe this season is all draws, 3 points, 3 games, 0 goal difference, 20th in the table. Yes, we only need to finish in the top 24, but at this rate, we might generally not finish in the top 24. Getting knocked out of the Champions League was a disgrace, especially when we had leads against Galatasaray and Copenhagen and we had such an easy group. But getting dropped out of the Europa League when all you need to do is finish in the top 24 of your group would be a sackable offence, because the Europa League is our best shot of getting back in the Champions League next year, because Man United in our modern history have never been out of the Champions League more than 1 season in a row. If we're out 2 seasons, we lose so much money from sponsorships, which is probably what Ineos and the Glazers are thinking. And our best chance of doing that is winning the Europa League. But considering we can't win against Fenerbahce, FC20, Copenhagen, I mean, Copenhagen was the Champions League. It's not good, guys. And do you know what really annoys me? And this is what I tweeted. The treatment of Amad Diallo. Anthony coming on over Amad again, ... The way Amad gets treated compared to other teammates is a joke. 0 minutes in the last 3 games, despite starting the season well. Ten Hag will constantly play the same underperformers, and the minute Amad has a quiet game, he holds the bench for good. Gets treated differently to others, and I do not like it. And I stick by that. Now, look. I'm not acting like Amad is some world beater that's going to save our season, but I've seen enough of Amad, Anthony, Garnacho and Rashford to say it should be competition between Rashford, Amad and Garnacho for the wing spots. Don't think Anthony's the level of the other 3. Amad, for me, is comfortably better than Anthony and offers a very different dynamic to Rashford and Garnacho. I think Garnacho can be the most threatening player because he always likes to make things happen, but he doesn't have Amad's silkiness and ball retention to control a game, calm a game, play that ball in. Rashford, I think, is our best winger on his day, but Rashford on his day and doesn't have the work rate of the other wingers. I'm not acting as if Amad is amazing, but when Anthony's Anthony and you're playing Mazraoui in the number 10 role, a role we know Amad can do because he did that at Sunderland really, really well. We played as almost a wide-sided 8 or a wide number 10, and he can play centrally. You're playing a fullback, and Ten Hag's like, yeah, Mazraoui played attacking midfield under me before. He played 9 minutes in attacking midfield for you before, Ten Hag. Pipe down. You're playing a fullback and Anthony has to get injured, and you have to sub 2 wingers off before Amad even gets a sniff due to an injury. I don't think Rashford should have come off. I thought Rashford was more threatening than Garnacho, who almost scored a really good goal. I like Garnacho, he attacks space, but he's got things to work on. I think Amad, in terms of his ability to retain the ball, create chances, I just don't understand it. I don't think Amad was great versus Porto, which was his last start. But it's like Rashford can have 10 bad games in a row and you know he'll start the next game or at least come off the bench for half an hour. Garnacho could have 10 bad games in a row. You know he'll start the next game or at least come off the bench. Anthony had about 10 bad games in a row when Amad didn't get a sniff. You know, Bruno can underperform, Eriksen can underperform, Casemiro, Martinez can underperform. You know that they're all still going to get opportunities. Amad has 1 game. Well, I wouldn't even say he was bad. He just was quiet and he's held the bench for the last 3 games with Anthony coming on over him. Now, I feel bad for Anthony. He's picked up an injury. You don't like to see that. But I just do not like the treatment of Amad Diallo. I do not think it's fair. I'm not saying Amad Diallo is the next Messi, but I'm saying I've seen enough of Amad to say he should be getting more chances, and this game was made for him in that 10 role. I really do not like the treatment of Amad, and I'm not happy at the moment. I'm really not. You know me, I'm quite positive. I'm quite positive, and I have not said I'm Ten Hag out, but I've said, look, if they sack Ten Hag, it's probably the right decision, but I can understand why they're keeping with Ten Hag, and I'm going to give myself patience to basically sit on the fence with Ten Hag and believe that Ineos will make the right decision. But it's just not good. The recruitment is bad. Hopefully Ineos improve that. The player favouritism's a joke. The football is boring. We're playing not to lose. Tottenham, yeah, they beat AZ Alkmaar 1-0 through a penalty. But I was watching the Tottenham game. Tottenham looked good. Mikey Moore was threatening. There was so much for Tottenham fans to be excited for. They rotated the team loads. They were the better team. AZ Alkmaar was a difficult side. Yeah, they won 1-0 for a penalty, but maybe they could have been better in the final third. United, there wasn't much to be excited for. Lissandro Martinez and Lindelof for the goal was pathetic. I don't know why he started Lindelof in that game. He could have had Lissandro Martinez and De Ligt as the centre-backs. Mazraoui at the full-back. He could have had Ahmad next to Xerxes or Højlund next to Xerxes. For me, Mazraoui should have played fullback. I don't think he was that good in the 10 row. I don't think he was bad. He kept the ball fine. But for me, he should have played fullback. The positives were De Ligt, Ugarte, and Nana and Eriksen for me. And Nana was fantastic. He's been really good this season. He's probably the best thing to come out of this season. Ugarte, I thought, was really good, involved in the goal, won the ball back, made a crucial interception. I thought De Ligt was really good. One thing about De Ligt is he brought that leadership on the pitch. When De Ligt was on the pitch, it's not like he's feeling the pressure or the weight of the United shirts holding him down. He was making very brave, confident decisions, and I really like that. He's a mentality monster. He's quicker than you think. I think he was reading the game well, and I think Eriksen scored a good goal and was decent on the ball. I think, like off the ball, we were a lot more compact, but Ten Hag is playing not to lose. We're set up not to lose. We're not set up to win games. We're not set up to play good. We're set up not to lose, and it's boring. And Robbo said this as well, and I wanted to point this out. Shout out to Ten Hag for having more goalkeepers too on the bench than midfielders one, because he refuses to integrate youth into the team. He could have just, instead of having two goalkeepers on the bench, he could have said Jack Fletcher. He could have put JC Fitzgerald. He could have just put a youngster there. He put two keepers on the bench when Casemiro is the only midfielder on the whole bench as well. I don't get the two keeper things whatsoever as well. I agree. And I completely agree with H. I thought like the first half was good, in the sense of player individuals was good and we're 1-0 up, but I actually didn't think the football was great. And this is what was said at half time, and I think this describes the whole match. To be honest, lads, that was pretty horrific. Some brilliant individual performances so far when defending the box, but there's no pressure on the ball. We're far too deep, gave up playing out way too early, wasting counters. It's tough and unsustainable to watch this. I've seen this performance far too many times. Just get by and get a result, and then 2 games later we're playing the same way and we're not getting results. It's not sustainable. It's not pretty, especially not in season 3. And I think he's spot on. You cannot be playing this football in season 3. I don't see the progress. I do not see a style of play. I do not see progress. I do not see anything working. I do not see anything getting better. Arteta came 8th, 5th. But his first season he came 8th, wasn't a full season. His second season he came 8th. Okay, it weren't great, but you could see elements of what he was trying to do. The next season he came 5th. They were scoring more goals. They're playing that better football. The next season he came 2nd. We're not seeing progress. This is season 3. We're not seeing progress. We're not scoring more goals. We're not seeing players improve. The players are being misprofiled. We're not seeing players improve, and that concerns me. I think there's talent in Garnacho. He needs to improve his dueling. He needs to improve his ability to create separation for the shot. I like Garnacho. He likes to make things happen, but he's very hot and cold at the moment. I thought De Ligt was fantastic. His presence and his calmness was good. Xerxes has been completely misprofiled and being treated like Fellaini, lobbing balls up to him. What can you expect Xerxes to do? What can you expect Højlund to do when you're giving them that? It's not sustainable. Xerxes, I just think his passing was sloppy. He got an assist today. I like that he drops deep and links up players. Passing was sloppy, but I think people are looking to attack him and write him off. And Diallo has had a good season. I thought was poor. I thought he could have done better defensively to stop the cross for the goal. But I also thought when we went forward, he had an opportunity to put in a cross, and he just didn't pass it to anyone. I thought Ugarte's best game for United came today. I think he's looking better, and I think the more minutes Ugarte gets in his legs, the better he will get for United. I think he just needs minutes and everything to warm up, if I'm going to be totally honest. But look, I'm not happy with the treatment of Amad Diallo, if I'm going to be honest. And I know it's not the end of the world, but he didn't look happy. You could see Amad coming on. He wasn't happy. And I want to show you this tweet from Jack before I wrap up. It wasn't good enough today. And I can't defend Ten Hag. As someone that has tried to make excuses for Ten Hag and defend him, look at this. Less XG generated, less expected threat generated, less possession attacking third, less penalty shots, fewer high turnovers, larger passing directness, fewer than 10 plus passing sequences. Fewer 10 plus. It's not good enough. The football is not good enough. It's not sustainable. Even if we do get results, it's not going to be sustained for a long period of time. You need to change something. We need to make it work, because I don't believe the players are as bad as we're playing. I don't think the players are being used to the best of ability, and I don't agree with some of the substitutions. Let me know your thoughts down below, but I'm not happy. A draw is a draw, but I'm not happy personally. Thank you for watching. Bye.